Hello everyone, it's Hunter and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys all of the ways, not all of the ways, some ways that you can get your hands on some books for free or for a very affordable price. I have noticed that a lot of people use the same methods to get books, so I thought I would do some research. I went to a Facebook page where there is a bunch of readers and I asked for people to kind of share places that they know of that they can get books for an affordable price or for free. And people came through and gave me some really good suggestions, and I also came up with a few on my own, just from places that I've used, things that I have checked out. So with that being said, before we get started, I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel down below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first off, I want to say that reading is something that everybody should do if they enjoy doing it, and reading can be pretty expensive if you don't know how to get books for a cheap or free price. So I wanted to share, because just buying books brand new every single time you want to read one is just not sustainable for a lot of people. But I know that books, generally fiction, adult fiction books, are around $17 to $18 each in the United States. So I'm not sure how much they cost in other countries, but I know here just the average price is around $17 for a paperback, and it's $25 to $28-ish for a hardback book. So that's like if you buy it from a brand new bookstore, independent bookstores, places like Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and like I said, independent places. And depending on where you buy it from, so if I'm gonna pay full price for a book, I'd rather do it from an independent bookstore because they're a local business and that kind of thing. But sometimes it's just not an option, especially if you don't have a lot of independent bookstores. But there are so many options for you to get books for a more affordable price or for free that are completely legal. There are plenty of websites out there where you can have access to pirated books, so books that people have uploaded onto the internet for other people, but the author does not get paid, the publisher doesn't get paid, and that's just not fair because then these people aren't getting paid for their work. So that's why we want to talk about things that are free for the author. I mean, not free for the author, free for the reader that still supports an author. So I just wanted you guys to keep that in mind. So if you come across any websites, be sure to check the legitimacy of them before you download anything, especially if it's free, just because you want to make sure you are supporting all the right people. First, I'm going to talk about the free stuff, and then I'll talk about stuff that you can use that's paid. So first is Libby. If you guys have a phone, I'm assuming you have a smartphone. If you have a phone or a Kindle or any kind of e-reader, I would highly recommend checking out Libby. Libby is through the library. I know that Libby is not on Kindle in Canada, but I think it is available on Kobo in Canada. I'm not sure about any other countries. I only know about it on Kobo because people have commented to let me know. So I wanted to share that information, but there are a couple of different options through the library. There's Libby, Hoopla, and Overdrive. Those are all different places. So Libby is my personal favorite. I use the most often, and you can download books, you can put holds on books, and every library is different. So for example, my library lets me check out 10 books at a time, and I can put a hold on 10 books at a time. When I first got my library card, I could only put a hold on 5 and check out 3. So I'm really glad that it's increased since then. Also, depending on what library you're in, you may have to wait a really long time to read books. So for example, let me go to my Libby app. I just want to show you. So for example, I have a hold on 3 different books right now. I have This Time Tomorrow by Emma Straub, and that one's about 2 weeks. I placed the hold on May 20th, and the day that I'm filming this is June 22nd. So it's been over a month since I put a hold on that, and I still have 2 weeks to go. It just depends on when people are returning books and that kind of thing. So sometimes the more popular books are going to have a longer wait time, especially if they're new books, and not everything is available on Libby, but it is a great resource, and I have checked out hundreds of books. Let's see, I have checked out 173 books since I think maybe 2020. I think I got my card in 2020. So since 2020, I've checked out 173 books, and that's one way that you can read books for completely free. I mentioned 2 other resources through the library that are my library. Yours may have more. One of them is Hoopla, which I've actually just started recently using. They have a library. Let me pull it up. I've got to look at it on my phone. I have been using Hoopla for audiobooks more than anything, just because first of all, I love listening to audiobooks when I'm doing stuff, but because I prefer to read ebooks on my Kindle rather than my phone, so I like the audiobooks on here. But is my internet being dumb? It is. Okay, so my Hoopla app lets you download or borrow 7 titles in a month. So unlike the library where you can check out like 10 books at a time, you can only do 7 for the whole month, and then that starts over on the first day of the month and you can have them for 21 days. So right now I'm listening to Blindsided by Karen Slaughter, and that's due in 20 days. I just downloaded it. And then I also have Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Good Husbands by Kate Ray, Nine Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty, and The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark. And some of them are books, some of them are ebooks, some are, what's the word I'm looking for? Some are ebooks, some are audiobooks, but there are literally so many options and it's totally free. And there's also not a wait time on any of these, which is really nice. So even though you have access to less books, if you only read like 5 books a month, then it's like super easy and super free, and it's right there on your phone, and you can pull it up on your phone, your computer, or like an iPad or something. They don't let you download stuff onto like Kindle or an e-reader, but it's nice to have the option to read on there if you want to. And the next one is Overdrive, which is the way to download books from the computer. You can use the Libby app on the computer, but it's not as friendly. It's not as user-friendly. So I highly recommend using Libby if you're on your phone, but Overdrive you can use when you are trying to like check out books from the computer. Just makes it easier. Overdrive and Hoopla typically have the same selections, so you just gotta figure out which one you like better. The next one has nothing to do with the library, but it is a way to get free advanced readers copies of books in exchange for reviews. It is called NetGalley.com. I heard about NetGalley whenever I was on TikTok one day, and I have read like 20 advanced readers copies of books. You just go on, you apply for the program, you sign in, you see books and you request them. Sometimes you get rejected, sometimes they approve them, sometimes they're automatic approvals, and sometimes it takes a while for them to get approved. It really just depends. When you get approved, the publisher or maybe the author, not the author, the publisher or the agent for the author will send you an email letting you know. So like I read How to Fake It in Hollywood by Ava Wilder through NetGalley, and I just wrote a review at the end, posted it on my book Instagram, which is Hunter Merck Reads, by the way, if you want to check that out. And I also put a review on Amazon when the book went live on Amazon to purchase. So I got to read that book for free. And then the day that it came out, so like on publication day, I got an email from the publisher saying, here's some graphics if you want to post them on your social media. So that was really nice, letting me know that like it was available for publishing. I've read some of my favorite books that way. I really loved Meet Me in the Margins, All the Dirty Secrets, a couple of different books. What's the last one? There was one by Riley Sager that I really love. So NetGalley is a great way to get free books in exchange for reviews for the publishers. And the more you review and the quicker you review, and social media, things like that will depend on which books you get approved for. My personal favorite way to get free books is from Free Little Libraries, and 10 out of 10. I would recommend this so much. Every location is different, but if you want to find a little free library, they're like little boxes that people have in their yards or in their neighborhood, maybe like at their community pool or something like that. Schools have them, churches have them. It really just depends on where, but they have an app called A Little Free Library, and it will show you where all of the registered free libraries are. The typical etiquette, I guess, for a free little library is to, when you take a book, you put another book in. So if you are looking, if you're like going hunting for little libraries, or you plan on taking more than one book, I would highly recommend taking books that you want to get rid of. It's a good way to unhaul your books and make sure that the people who actually get their hands on these books are ones that are enjoying the books. It's a great way for people to read for free. A lot of times they have them in low-income neighborhoods, which is really nice because it allows, or like community centers, because it allows people who don't have the money to buy books to get them. I went little free library hunting one day and it was so much fun. I think I got like 12 books and I unhauled I think 14 books. I left, so for every library that I went to, I left a book even if I didn't take one. So I don't think it's necessarily required for you to leave a book if you take one, simply because there are going to be people who put books in without taking any all the time. But proper etiquette would say to exchange them, because that's what I like to do. And then if you read a book that you don't have a particular attachment to, you can just take it back when you're done. So that's really nice. Sometimes there are really poor selections in different book boxes, but sometimes there are really great selections. For example, I grabbed both of these, One by One by Ruth Ware and The Lost Flight by Julie Clark. I grabbed both of these from little free libraries, and these are like books that they still sell at Target right now. So, and they're both $16.99, so $17 a piece. That's a great way to get books for free. Just like I said, make sure that you're exchanging books if you can. The next option is just to go to your local library. Literally, the library is totally free, at least where I live. I'm pretty sure if you're a resident in the places that charge for membership, it's free. I'm not positive because I only know about my personal library system. Definitely check it out. Two more ways are to check out giveaways. So Goodreads always has has giveaways available. You literally go on and you have it connected to your Amazon account. They'll send you an ebook so you can get a Kindle version of it on your phone, or you can, sometimes they have print copies. And then there are always people who are giving away stuff on Instagram. A lot of times it requires you to tag people or to follow different people, but giveaways are always really fun. I gave away a book on Instagram one time and it was so much fun. I just ended up with 2 copies of a book, so I gave one away. But that's a really great way to do it as well. Now, we're gonna move on to the paid option. I understand that the paid options are not always great. However, with basically all of the free options, you are not really guaranteed a title when you want it. So, by using the paid methods, you're able to find books you want them. So it is a little bit more, it's a little bit easier to get what you want, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna share some paid options. I've used some of these and others I have not used, so I'm just sharing suggestions that other people made. So the first option I have is Kindle Unlimited. You do not have to have a Kindle to use this service. You just have to have the Kindle app. So if you're using your phone or your iPad, you can use that as well. Kindle Unlimited literally has so many books and it is $9.99 a month. So if you even read one book, that's cheaper than buying books half the time. But I have found so many authors using Kindle Unlimited. In fact, the very first Colleen Hoover book I ever read was on Kindle Unlimited, and that's how I discovered her as an author. And there are so many genres and things that I didn't even know existed until I got to Kindle Unlimited, because I could read them for the price of the subscription, and I think that's so awesome. There are plenty of books that also have Audible narration included with that, so I have the Audible app on my phone, of course, because I love listening to books as well as reading them. So Kindle Unlimited is a super awesome resource for a very affordable price, and like I said, you don't have to have a Kindle in order to use it, and I just think that's super awesome, again, because there's just like such a library out there. So 10 out of 10 would recommend who are willing to spend $10 a month on books. The next one is Scribd, and this is a good one for people who like audiobooks because they have lots and lots of audiobooks. One month I think I listened to 10 audiobooks on Scribd. It was when I used my free trial. Because I pay for Kindle Unlimited, I decided not to continue with the subscription, but I still found it super helpful. I think one or the other is really a good way to go. They do have PDFs, not PDFs, they have like ebooks on there, but it's mostly audiobooks, and I think it might be $11.99 a month. It's $11 or $12.99 a month, I'm not positive, but I thought it was a really nice app, and there were lots of really great options, especially for new releases, which was really nice. I was able to listen to Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins and also The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, and otherwise I would have had to wait forever to get those from the library. So I thought that was a really nice option to have, especially because audiobooks tend to be really expensive for absolutely no reason. Like more expensive than a physical copy of a book sometimes. So definitely worth checking out. Like I said, you can get a free trial. Also, you can get a free trial of Kindle Unlimited if you want to try Kindle Unlimited. I'll leave a link down below that'll give me some money. That would be super awesome. The next option is to get on Facebook or Instagram. People sell books on Facebook. People sell books on Instagram. You just have to kind of keep your eye out for stuff. Sometimes it's not exactly what you want, but if you keep your eye open, you can find stuff. There is a group that I'm a part of on Facebook that does Selling Sunday, and they sell books. I was able to get a copy of a book for $10 with shipping, and the book is normally $17, and if I would have had to pay shipping for it, then I would have ended up paying like $25 for this book. So I was able to get it for $10. So you just gotta keep your eye open. Sometimes books are more expensive depending on their condition or how popular they are, if they're like constantly sold out. Another place to buy books online that is used is Pango Books. It's an app, and I have not actually purchased anything from there, but I have added books to my cart. So there's a book that I want that's $3 with $2 shipping, $5. It's a $17 book, so you're saving $13 by buying it through Pango Books. And it's individual people that are selling books, so that's a good way for you to also sell books if you have some that you want to sell. I would recommend. My next one is a store called Second and Charles, and this is where I get so many books. This place literally is almost overwhelming with the amount of books that they have, but you can sell your books to them for credit, for store credit, or you can get cash for it. I think you get more in credit than you do in cash. I have a book right here that I got from Second and Charles. It is an older book, and it's a mass market paperback, but it's undone by Karen Slaughter, but I paid $2.75 for this thing. That's crazy. $2.75 is so cheap. That's basically thrift store prices, but they have so many more options at Second and Charles than they would at like a normal thrift store, because they pretty much just sell books. Some other websites that you can look into, ones that I have not personally done a lot of research on, but I do know that you can get books for a cheaper price. There is Book Outlet, Book Depository, Abe Books, and thriftbooksall.com. Again, I have no idea what any kind of prices are like on these websites, but I would definitely recommend checking them out. And the last thing I want to suggest is this email subscription service called BookBub, which I have used. I've purchased books from them before. Basically, it is a daily email that you can, I get one every single day. It says your ebook bargains for, and then today's is Wednesday. So they have The Carlswick Affair by S.L. Beaumont, and that is free, normally $3.99 on Kindle. Next is The Last Chance Library by Freya Sampson, and that's $1.99 today, and normally it's $9.99, and you can get it from Amazon or Apple Books. And those are, you get an email every day. Sometimes it's 2 books, sometimes it's 5. It just depends. And then every Thursday I get an email with audiobook deals from the same one, so I would highly recommend checking out BookBub. I'm going to link all of these things down below, by the way, so if you don't remember anything I said, I'll link them down below, especially for you to sign up for BookBub. That one is so nice, because I obviously don't want a book every single day, but if there's a book that I see that I've been wanting to read, or one that looks interesting, then of course I'm gonna buy it for $1.99. That's way cheaper than buying a book for $9.99, especially for a Kindle version when it's not even like a physical copy. So I highly recommend using BookBub. There's another one somebody recommended. Hold on, let me look at it. I said I was done, but let me go to Facebook. There is another website that someone recommended that is called The Fussy Librarian, and it sends links to free books. So The Fussy Librarian, I did not mention that one because I forgot about it, but free, The Fussy Librarian, it says works the same way as BookBub, and it only sends links to free one, and you can set the frequency of emails, and you can select Kindle, Kobo, or EPUB, which is just like one that you can put on Apple Books. Also, Apple Books has free books. I forgot to tell you about that too. Sometimes there's great selections, sometimes there's not, but it really just depends. Go on there, scroll through, have a look at all the free books available on there as well. I think that's everything. If you guys are struggling to find books, want to read books, but don't know how to get books for a cheap or affordable price, this video is for you. So with that being said, please let me know if you have anything that I did not mention, and please put it down below because I would love to help more people out with that. And with that being said, please subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up because that really helps me out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!